Days are going by very fast, and once again, I welcome you to our series of lessons on mathematics, brought to you by the Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development and SBC, presented by Stephen Rose. Hoping that all is going well for you and the family, and that you are all keeping safe or trying your best to stay safe. And remember to keep following the advice of the agencies and authorities, as this will help in keeping you safe until school starts again. So, some points to remember and work on during this time. When children are doing mathematics, parents, or any other subjects for that matter, we have to develop their independence as much as possible. So, we want them to ask themselves the following question. Can I do this in my head? Can I use drawings or jottings to help me do the work? Do I need to use a written method using pencil and paper? Or do I need a calculator? Finally, is my answer sensible? This will even help until assessments and exam times. So let's get down to business. Remember our first session, it was about counting and numeration. Second session, we ventured into addition, and I hope you still remember what is an addition, how to use the 10 frames, what is to regroup, and different levels of addition, 1 digit with 1 digit, 2 digits with 1 digit with and without regrouping, 2 digits with 2 digits with or without regrouping. But before that, let's chill out a little bit with our song on hand washing.
Wash your hands, do-do-do-do-do, wash your hands, do-do-do-do-do, wash your hands, do-do-do-do-do, wash your hands. Grab some soap, do-do-do-do-do, grab some soap, do-do-do-do-do, grab some soap, do-do-do-do-do, grab some soap. Rub your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rub your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rub your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rub your hands. Rinse your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rinse your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rinse your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rinse your hands. Cover your sneeze, do-do-do-do-do, cover your sneeze, do-do-do-do-do, cover your sneeze, do-do-do-do-do, cover your sneeze. Let's stay healthy, do-do-do-do-do, let's stay healthy, do-do-do-do-do, let's stay healthy, do-do-do-do-do, let's stay healthy. Oh yeah!
Now that we've heard the song, and I'm hoping that at home you are washing your hands time and again, because you need to do that to keep safe. Let's go back to our numbers, operation signs, and we are going to see subtraction today. And our objectives are, by the end of the session, pupils are expected to be able to state what subtraction means, use the base 10 number system to perform subtractions, know how subtraction affects numbers and quantities, name different parts of the subtraction operation, subtract numbers with and without regrouping, place calculations in proper form vertically for ease of place value. Now, a brain teaser start. Let us have a little addition challenge exercise for recap. So, because we've already done addition, let's go for a recap on the addition work. Johnny was counting his marbles, and he found that he had 153. Jimmy was also counting his marbles, and he found 234. How many marbles will that make altogether? So, at home, let's try and calculate. How many marbles will that make altogether? Jimmy had 234. Johnny had 153. So, how many marbles altogether? That's good, that's good. Yes, I can see you working. You are already counting with little sticks and little boxes. That's also good, as long as you get the right answer. So let's see. Now, the other question here. Carly and Benjamin are doing a project with ice cake sticks. We call them pop sticks. They need 450 to make a basket. Carly has 225, and Benjamin has got 115. How much do they have altogether? And how many more will they need to collect to get 450? Now, It's already a challenge because I've brought in something new. Do you notice that? So be careful. We will need to use more than just addition here. So for the following question that will come, put in the missing part, the operation sign and the missing number. Oh, 40 blank, 83 blank, 25 plus or add blank equals 150. So I leave you with that as a challenge, as something to do, and you will have the answers at the end of today's session. So let's move on. What is to subtract? Subtraction in mathematics means you are taking something away from a group, a number, or things. And I repeat, subtraction in mathematics means you are taking away something. You are taking something away from a group or a number of things. So, when you subtract, what is left in the group becomes less. An example of subtraction problem is the following. 5 minus 3, or 5 subtract 3, equals 2. I start with 5, I subtract 3, so I'm left with 2. I start with 5, subtract 3, I'm left with 2. 2 is less than 5. The part that is left in the subtraction is called the difference. So, this one slide here will benefit the pupils, the parents, and also teachers and teacher-to-be. Vocabulary of subtraction. You will hear these words: difference, fewer, giveaway, take away, how much less, how much longer, shorter, smaller, left, less, change, decrease. So all of these are vocabularies for subtraction. So now that you've learned about the vocabulary of subtraction, let's do a little detour on place value, because it's very important that we know place value so that we can move into the whole proper work. But we will have a special lesson on place value in another session. So, all digits in a number has a value. Example, 5. 5 are units or ones. 25. In 25, the 2 here represent tens, and the 5 represents units or ones. 958, the 9 represents 100, the 5 represents tens, and the 8 represents ones or the units. We actually saw that last time with the paper cups, and you were also asked to try and work on it at home. Did you do it? Well, if you did, that's marvelous. Keep it up. Now, let's look at this table. We are simply representing the numbers that we've been talking about at the top here in these boxes. See where they all fall? They've got their value. They've got their place value. Hundreds, tens, units or ones, tens or units or ones here, or simply units or ones in this one. So let's move on. We will start with this simple one, subtraction of one-digit number. That's very easy, some people will say. But it can get complicated for some kids, and this is normal. Example, 6 minus 3. Or 6 subtract 3. Now, we use our little counters. We have 6 of them coming up. And then we've got the sign, the subtraction sign, and we've got 3 counters coming up. What will come here? What sign will come here? Oh, okay, that's nice. The equal sign, that's very good. So 6 subtract 3 will give us, is that the right answer? Okay, is that the right answer? Still no, but now, is that right? Yes, correct. 6 minus 3, or 6 subtract 3, will give us 3. The difference will be 3. Let's move on. The difference is smaller than the minuend. What I'm meaning there, the difference is smaller than this beginning here. So as you can see, 6 is the minuend and this is the difference. Now, these terms are important for you to know, both pupils, parents, or even teachers sometimes, so that it makes it easy when we are learning or we are teaching. Now, let's use some 10 frames to start with for the younger ones. I haven't forgotten you. So, this is a 10 frame. Let's see how many counters we're going to have in the top. Okay, we've got 5 in the top. We've got the minus sign, the subtraction sign, and how many at the bottom? Oh, now it's complete. So it's 5 minus 3. 5 subtract 3 will give us something like this. Is that what you've got? If that's what you've got, excellent. You guys rock. Moms and dads and pupils, now why don't you try some of your own examples at home? This will allow your kids and allow you also to have practice with the subject. Okay, now, I'm sure you've had your own empty 10 frames that you've made from carton or paper, and you also have your counters from bottle caps and Ludo counters. So, now you can use your 10 frames to work these examples out. 9 subtract 7. And together we're going to do it. So there we go. Let's put 9 up here. Okay. Now we've got 9. Subtract 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now your answer will be that. You will tell me that later. So next one. 8 subtract 6. Again, 10 frame. And let's start putting it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Subtract. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And your answer will be, okay, for the first one it will be 9 subtract 7. The answer will be 2. So, and the second one, 8 subtract 6, the answer is also 2. So now again, I'm trying to show you something that you can still get the answer 2 by doing different calculations. Okay, so if you've got both of them correct, good job. And I'm sure that if you keep on practicing, you will become a lot better at this. So let's move on. Now, together we will level up, but this time there won't be 10 frames. That means we're moving to another level. 10 subtract 8. Okay? I'm counting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is 2. Okay? Next one. 9 minus 4, or 9 subtract 4. So, quite easy one. And I'm counting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer 5. Are we all getting there? If you've got both correct, congratulations. And we're going to move to the next stage of our lesson. Okay, welcome back to our session on subtraction. We move on to the next level, subtraction of one-digit numbers from two-digit numbers without regrouping. And we already know that regrouping is the process of making groups of 10 when carrying out operations like addition and subtraction with two-digit numbers or larger. So to regroup means to rearrange groups in place value to carry out an operation. This is where most pupils will have trouble sometimes. Okay, so example 1. 38 subtract 7. Together we're going to work through this one. So there we go, we place it that way. 38 minus 7. And don't forget the equal sign here. So as it is now placed, 38 minus 7. In 38, we've got 3 groups of 10 and 8 ones. 3 groups of 10 and 8 ones. So it's easy here. 8 subtract 7 is doable. So what will be the answer? 1. 8 subtract 7 is 1. Now, 3, which is 3 groups of 10, minus or subtract 0. There's nothing here. So it's 0. We don't need to write a 0 here. As long as we've got an empty space there, we know that this is simply 0. So 3 subtract nothing, 0, will give us 3. So our answer is 31. And 31 is 3 groups of 10 and 1 unit. So we move on. Easy. Example 2. 97 subtract 6. Again, we place our calculation vertically to make it easier to work on. 97 subtract 6. Don't forget the equal sign, the bars for the equal sign. And again, easy to do because we don't need to regroup here because that part, that unit here is bigger than the unit down here. So it's easy to subtract. 7 subtract 6 will give us 1. And 9 subtract nothing or 0 will give us 9. So the answer is 91. Have you gotten it correct at home? Well, if you have, very good. Keep it up. So we can move on. Note, please, no regrouping was needed in the calculations from the 2 previous slides. So subtracting 1-digit number from 2-digit numbers with regrouping this time. Now, we're moving higher. An example here. 76 minus or subtract 9 is equal to, now, we place it properly. 76 minus 9 or subtract 9. Sorry, I'm using the word minus quite a bit, but it's the same thing as subtraction. So already when we look at this, some pupils, when they look at this, they just say, that's impossible, and they stop right there. But it is possible for us to do this calculation. 6 minus 9 is not doable. But we are going to show you how to do it. So don't forget the equal sign. Now, take note. Looking at the problem, we find that we cannot subtract 9 from 6. 9 from 6. Not 6 from 9, but 9 from 6. So we will have to regroup by taking a group of 10 from 7 tens and bring it forth to 6 units. After doing that, we are left with 6 groups of 10. So let's go. Let's take out a group of 10. We normally do a crossover there, and we move the group of 10, and then we are left with this number here, a group of 6 tens. Now, there we are. So we've taken a group of 10 from here, and we've brought it forward to the 6 units. Now we are having 16 units. It's the whole number here that we are dealing with. Not just that one, but it's the whole number here. So 16 units minus 9 units will give us Okay, I'm listening. Is it right? We'll see later. Okay, so 16 units, yeah, we go. 16 units, subtract 9 units gives us 7 units. Now, we do not have 7 groups of 10 anymore. Please note, the 7 groups of 10 is no more. We've got only 6 groups of 10 because we've taken one group from that 7 groups of 10 and we've put it there and we've already done the calculation here. Now, 6 groups of 10 minus 0 here gives us what? 6. So, our answer will be, as you see here, 6 tenths and 7 units, or simply said, 67. That's the number we're talking about. 6 tenths, 7 units, and that's the number 67. I hope it's very clear for you at home and that you are going to be able to do any type of calculation involving these procedures. So let's move on. Subtracting 2-digit numbers from 2-digit numbers without regrouping. 79 subtract 57. Now, as you can see here, these are 2-digit numbers, 79, 7 and 9, 7 tenths and 91s, or 9 units, 5 tenths and 7 units. So, can we subtract 7 from 9? Yes, of course we can, because 9 is greater than 7. So, let's go on with that. 9 subtract 7 gives us 2. And 7 tenths subtract 5 tenths will give us a difference of 2 tenths. Now, note, I have not said 7 minus 5. I've said 7 tenths minus 5 tenths, which is the same when you look at it here, 7 tenths minus 5 tenths. But when we are in class, we say 7 minus 5, which is also correct, and you get the answer 22. The answer is 2 tenths and 2 units, or properly named as and written as 22. Okay, so we move forward. Subtracting 2-digit numbers from 2-digit numbers, and this time we have to regroup. Again, sometimes pupils feel intimidated with that. 94 subtract 69. So, don't forget our equal sign. For this problem again, we find that we cannot subtract 9 from 4. 9 from 4, not 4 from 9. 9 from 4. We cannot subtract that because if we're going to do that, we're going to get negative numbers, which you might not have learned so far. So let's go as we should do. So we will have to regroup by taking a group of 10 from 9 tenths here and bring it forward to 4 units. So that we have 14 units, and after doing that, we will be left with 8 groups of 10. So, let's see what we've been talking about. There we go. We put the crossover there. We move the group of 10 to 4. So, we got 14 units now. So, 14 units, the whole group here. We can subtract 9 from that now. So, 14 subtract 9 will give us an answer 5. And there comes the 5. And then we have 8 tenths minus or subtract 6 tenths, which will give us 2 tenths. And our answer is 2 tenths and 5 units, properly named and written as 25. So, are you getting it clearer now? Is it coming easier? I hope that you are taking notes or sometimes even shooting for further reference. So now, let's have some work time. Calculate the difference in the following. We start with the easy ones. 8 subtract 6, 16 subtract 5, 17 subtract 9, 78 subtract 45, and 86 subtract 68. So you have some work time. So are you ready for the answers? There we go. 8 subtract 6 is equal to 2. 16 subtract 5 is equal to 11. 17 subtract 9 is equal to 8. 78 subtract 45, 33. And 86 subtract 68 will give us 18. So, have you gotten it all correct? If you have, congratulations. Keep on working. If you have not, please don't worry. It is normal for you not to get everything correct at the first go, but keep on practicing. Keep on practicing, and that will make you become a lot better. So, before we conclude, let's see the relationship between addition and subtraction. Adding is the opposite of subtracting. Okay, you can see here, 18 add 10 equals 28. 28 subtract 10 gives you 18. 18 add 10, 28. But 28 subtract 10 gives you 18. You see how we've played with the numbers there? That means when you are adding, it becomes bigger. When you're subtracting, it becomes smaller. So, again there, 28 minus 18 gives us 10. And we just can play around with the numbers as much as we want, and we will find how fun it is to play with them. So again, as you can see, we've done the same thing with 86 plus 13, that's 99. 99 minus 86 is 13. And 99 minus 13 is 86. So just know that addition is the opposite of subtraction. And we will recap on the vocabulary of subtraction that you've seen before. Difference, fewer, give away, take away, how many less, how much longer, shorter or smaller, left, less, change, decrease, and in fact I have even missed the word minus in there, so you can also add it on there. So before we end, let's go back to the questions that I gave you at the very beginning of the lesson, and we'll find the answers before we say goodbye. So, Johnny was counting his marbles and he found that he had 153. Jimmy was also counting his marbles and he found 234. How many marbles will that make altogether? So, 153 add 234 equals 387. Now, note that I've given you 3-digit numbers to add with 3-digit numbers. And if you've been able to do that, that's very good. So we move on to the next one. Carly and Benjamin are doing a project with ice cake sticks, which we call pop sticks, and they need 450 to make a basket. 225 plus 115 equals to 340. They already have 340. How much more will they need to collect to get 450? And as I said before, there's not only addition here, we are also dealing with the other one that we've just seen before. So 450 minus 340 will give us 110. That's the answer to that one. Again, we are dealing with 3-digit numbers as challenges. And the missing part or operation sign is the missing number. There we go. 40, add 83, add 25, add 2, gives us 140. 50. So, congratulations if you've got all the answers correct. Good try if you have got 2 out of 3. But if you did not manage, you need to practice a little bit more. So this is where we'll say goodbye for today. I know many of you have learned something new, and dear pupils, keep practicing. Keep that little brain of yours active, and for sure, keep in touch with your teachers to ask for any clarification and explanations. Parents, guardians, remember, as you get to work, make it fun. Don't make it too long. Have an enjoyable time while you both get to learn and have bonding time. Every teacher or parent have their own style and mode of teaching, so it might be that some techniques shown here may not be like those that you use. What matters is that the children do get to the right answers and know how to get there. Stay safe, stay home unless it's really necessary, and don't forget to lave-vous la main plus souvent. Until next time, it's bye-bye.